I went with Prada. I think Prada's like very me, very like, I don't know. I'm a pretty simple girl, but Prada's never dressed a WNBA player or NBA player for the draft, so it's very fun. Got the simple white and then sparkly on the inside. But yeah, really fun. Got the bag, got the slick shoes, so yeah.
Clark's unforgettable WNBA debut season was marked by unparalleled fanfare and high-stakes drama.
White girl is successful. White girl more popular. White girl must be.
Recently, Latel Wilson has sparked debate by claiming that Caitlin Clark's race plays a significant role in her meteoric rise in popularity, a belief that, while polarizing, cannot be dismissed. Wilson's comments have ignited conversations about the role of race in sports, including women's basketball and the implications for athletes like Clark, who has become one of the most talked-about players in the game. Las Vegas Aces forward A'ja Wilson has also weighed in, pointing out how discussions around Clark's race intersect with her growing status as the most popular figure in women's basketball. Clark's journey from a record-shattering collegiate career, which included 2 national title game appearances, to her much-anticipated WNBA debut, has been nothing short of iconic. However, her rise hasn't been without its share of controversy. Even before her first professional game, Clark found herself at the center of broader conversations about double standards in women's basketball. Despite her avoiding any comments that could fuel racial tensions,
I think just soak in the environment, enjoy it, but more than anything, continue to be me. I think that's the biggest thing I'm telling myself going into this game is like, don't be afraid of the moment. Like, you're ready for this, you work for this, and go get after it.
the narrative has persisted, highlighting divisions and sparking debate about fairness and privilege in the sport. As Clark embarks on her WNBA career, the discourse surrounding her transition to the Pro League, including the racial dynamics in women's basketball, will likely continue. It's a conversation that not only speaks to Clark's undeniable talent, but also reflects the complexities of representation and equity in sports. And before we dive deeper into this important topic, remember 98% of you are watching this video without subscribing. It costs nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, have you hit the subscribe button? Great. Thank you for supporting this conversation. Now, let's get back to it. Clips to start. Clark's first preseason game was streamed live, while Angel Reese's was not. A stark contrast that hasn't gone unnoticed. When Reese talks trash, it's often criticized as unsportsmanlike, but when Clark does the same, it's celebrated as competitive spirit. The double standards don't stop there. Clark received a signature shoe deal from Nike before A'ja Wilson, a multi-time WNBA champion and two-time league MVP, was given the same honor. These discrepancies highlight ongoing conversations about equity and perception in women's sports.
You know what we have to do today. We're gonna have to rock the house.
Fans lining up at the door to see what they call a must-watch game. WNBA's world champions against Indiana Fever's top pick, Caitlin Clark.
It's cool to see that this brings out this many people for Vegas to show up and show out.
Because I want to see Kate Martin and Caitlin Clark against each other. And I've been following Caitlin Clark, I've been watching her all over. She really changed basketball for me.
This fan watching a WNBA game for the first time says he's rooting for everything Iowa, but felt the Aces' energy.
Just hope that it's a good game. I hope everybody has fun.
Adding to the ongoing buzz, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever faced off against MVP frontrunner A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces in a highly anticipated matchup that marked a historic moment for the Aces. A record crowd of 20,366 fans packed T-Mobile Arena for the nationally televised game, making it the fifth largest attendance in WNBA history. However, the game wasn't without controversy. Following the Aces' dominant 88-69 win, some speculated that WNBA veterans might be targeting the no. One draft pick with physical play on the court, possibly fueled by jealousy of her meteoric rise. When asked about Clark's impact on the league's recent growth, Wilson took a measured approach, brushing aside the gossipy drama and highlighting that players are excelling at their craft. However, a resurfaced video of Wilson and teammate Kelsey Plum discussing white privilege reignited debates about race in women's basketball. In the video, Wilson drew comparisons between UConn's Paige Bueckers and Plum, stating that Bueckers' privilege, coupled with her skill, elevated her stature, a comment that many interpreted as a veiled critique of Clark. The video quickly went viral, surpassing 20 million views on social media, and sparked heated debates about race and perception in sports. Critics questioned why conversations about Clark's rise often focus on her race rather than her extraordinary skill. Clark, a generational talent and the most prolific scorer in women's college basketball history, has transformed the sport, bringing unprecedented attention and record-breaking ratings. During her college career, she led Iowa to 2 national title games and shattered scoring records, drawing nearly 19 million viewers to the championship game against South Carolina, a figure unmatched in men's or women's basketball in years. Clark has acknowledged the privilege that comes with her race, stating in a recent *Time* magazine article, "As a white person, there is privilege. This league has been built on black players, and it's important to elevate and appreciate that." Her remarks were praised by some for their candor, but others, including WNBA veterans, expressed frustration over the persistent focus on race in the discourse surrounding her achievements. Phoenix Mercury's Sophie Cunningham also weighed in, dismissing the notion that veterans were targeting Clark out of jealousy. Cunningham emphasized the physical nature of the WNBA playoffs, recounting her own experiences with injuries, including a broken jaw and nose. She defended the league's competitive spirit, pointing out that Clark's arrival has brought new fans and greater attention to women's basketball. As Clark prepares for her second WNBA season, the race-based debates surrounding her popularity and perceived disparities between players continue to simmer. Despite the controversy, one thing remains clear: Clark's talent has elevated the WNBA to new heights, and her presence has been a driving force in the league's ongoing growth. When Reese talks trash, it's often criticized as unsportsmanlike, but when Clark does the same, it's celebrated as competitive spirit. The double standards don't stop there. Clark received a signature shoe deal from Nike before A'ja Wilson, a multi-time WNBA champion and 2-time league MVP, was given the same honor. These discrepancies highlight ongoing conversations about equity and perception in women's sports. Adding to the ongoing buzz, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever faced off against MVP frontrunner A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces in a highly anticipated matchup that marked a historic moment for the Aces. A record crowd of 20,366 fans packed T-Mobile Arena for the nationally televised game, making it the 5th largest attendance in WNBA history. However, the game wasn't without controversy. Following the Aces' dominant 88-69 win, some speculated that WNBA veterans might be targeting the No. 1 draft pick with physical play on the court, possibly fueled by jealousy over her meteoric rise. When asked about Clark's impact on the league's recent growth, Wilson took a measured approach, brushing aside the gossipy drama and highlighting that players are excelling at their craft.